Hey guys, welcome back. This is the last video in the networking module. I just want to give you guys the tools you need to further your knowledge of networking in general and how networking tasks would be performed on Linux. And so there is one more tool that I want to introduce you guys to called Nmap. So Nmap is an abbreviation for the term network mapper, and it's an open source tool that can tell you what devices are on the network, what IP addresses are in use, and what services each machine is offering. So let's go ahead. We need to install the tool. So let's run sudo apt-get install nmap. And it's going to download about 3 megabytes of data, and it's going to expand to 18 megabytes. Alright, now that this is installed, the way we're going to use this is by simply typing nmap, and then we can do a bunch of things after this. So the first thing we're going to cover is how to scan a specific IP address. And so I want to get the IP address that I have, so I'm going to run ifconfig. And it's 0.100. So nmap 192.168.0.100. And we can see what ports are open. Well, we can see what ports are available, their state, and then also the service that they provide by name. So I have Apache installed on this machine. You guys should have it installed on yours as well if you went through the Apache videos, and so you should see the same thing here. And so the port is 80. The state is opened because we've got Apache running right now. It automatically runs when you start up the machine, and the service that that port provides is HTTP. So if I were also running an SSH server on this machine, you would see another entry in this list for port 22. It would say state open and service SSH or something to that effect. Now if we want more information, we can run nmap-v and then the IP address again. So 168.0.100. -v means verbose, and what verbose mode does in most applications is it also, aside from the regular output, it also gives you more direction on what's happening in the application, or provides more information than you would normally get. And so in this instance, we see that it's doing a bunch of scans. It scans the IP address then for 1,000 ports, and it finds all these ports that are open, and then it also finds a bunch of closed ports listed here, 996 closed ports, and it gives us the same output as before. So that's neat. I only have one device on my network actually, except for my router. Now my router, I believe, is 192.168.0.1, or it's .2.1. No, it's .0.1. All right. So that is the IP address of my router. So what we can do is we can scan multiple IP addresses at a time in multiple ways. So the first way that we're going to do is by specifying each IP address. So let's go ahead and run nmap 192.168.0 dot, and then we're going to add the last values in here separated by comma. So first I'm going to scan my machine as well as the router, and if I had a network address of 192.168.0.10, I could also do that, but I don't, so I'm not going to. Now what we see here is this right here would be my router. We can see this is the IP address for it, and this is what ports that it offers on which, or this is what services it offers on which ports, and then we get my machine right here that provides the same output as it does before, but this is how it would output multiple machines scan results. Now you can also scan a range of IP addresses. So let's go ahead and run the nmap command again at 192.168.0.1-100. This is going to go from 1 all the way to 100, and it's going to scan all IP addresses within that range. So if I had a bunch of machines on my network, which I actually do, I have my phone on that network as well, and that's it actually. So I've got my router, my computer, and my phone. My phone is not it's not coming up, so I'm just I'm not doing anything on my computer right at the moment. I'm just checking what IP address I have on my phone here, if I can find out how. Okay, so the IP address on my phone is .101. So what I'm going to do is run the previous command and just have it scan from 1 to 101. We should see 3 machines come up. I don't think my phone has any services or open ports that it would list, but let's have a look here. And when you scan multiple IP addresses, the more you scan, the longer it takes. So no, okay, so there's nothing available for my phone coming up. Now you can also scan, so when we talked about IP addresses, 192.168.0. We discovered that you can use anything from 0 to 255. So if I were to want to scan all IP addresses that begin with 192.168.0, I could then put this in here, right? But rather than doing that, we can actually use a wildcard here. And I'm actually going to cancel out of this because it's going to take a while